Hello, everybody, and this is Mr. Gamer Guys 123, and we are live from Mexico. Yes, we're still in Mexico, aren't we?
I thought we left like 3 days ago.
3 days ago. Then what are you doing in Mexico again? And how did I get this tattoo on my arm?
I don't know.
Why does it say Tijuana?
So did you hear that Tebow is hanging out in Florida?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Well, why is he in Florida?
I don't know. Maybe
that's
because he's a free agent. No one signed him. Poor Tebow.
Maybe because we're in Mexico and he's in Florida, so
He wants to see us.
no. Well, if he's in Florida and we're in Mexico and 2 + 2 = fish and the square root of 45 is pi, then the answer is cake.
Okay.
Yes. So what are we doing?
So on to our recap video for week 6 in the NFL.
Wait, what are we doing?
The first game was Thursday night. The Chicago Bears beats the still winless
Look at
New
the
York
Bears!
Giants.
Look at the Bears! Look at the Bears! Look at the Bears! They won!
27-21.
Yeah, they won. Did you watch the game? See any important plays? Nope. Neither did I. But that leaves Antoine and me with 1 win. So it's gonna be 1-1. And the next game is the Green Bay Packers versus the Baltimore Ravens. And the Packers end up winning 19-17.
What did I say last week? I said this was going to be one of the interesting games, and I was dead right.
You dead right?
Dead right.
Dead right.
Dead right.
Not dead left? No. Just dead right?
Dead right.
He's not alive. It's not alive right. It's not alive left.
You see, the Packers and Ravens, they were driving down this road, and the Packers made a dead right, and the Ravens just
took a live left.
They just went on and on and on.
They just took a live left, and they took a dead right. So that
onto W Street.
W Street. Oh, the Win Street.
And the Ravens kept on going straight down.
And they hit a wall.
They hit L Street.
They hit the L wall. The L wall.
Yeah.
The loser's wall. So that leaves Antoine with 1 win and me with 1 loss. One loss, not loss. It's not moss. No, loss. That leaves him with 2 wins and me with 1 loss and 1 win. All right, and
the next game, the Cincinnati Bengals beat the Buffalo Bills 27-24
in overtime.
And just like last week, I'm going to go back to John Breach from CBSSports.com on the CBS app.
Fancy.
Advertising alert.
Advertisement! You're one of them! You're a part of corporate America!
And for his article this week on the games for last week, quote, "Before I get to my Week 7 picks, I need to talk about what I learned in Week 6. And here's what I learned in Week 6. I learned who Thad Lewis is. If you don't know who he is, there's no need to remember his name. You'll probably never use it again after this week. But let's talk about him anyway. Down 24-10 to the Bengals with less than 11 minutes left in the game. Lewis led the Bills to 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to send the game to overtime. It was all for nothing, though, because the Bills lost."
Because the Bills suck. And that leaves us. That leaves Antoine and me with another win. Antoine is currently undefeated with 3 wins and 0 losses. And I'm currently 2-1.
But I do have to say, Thad Lewis couldn't have had a more perfect first drive.
Oh my gosh.
That
was wonderful.
An amazing pass
to... Wasn't it Spiller?
No, it wasn't Spiller. It was a wide receiver.
28 in the Bills.
How could I forget this?
Oh well. But it was just a wonderful drive. It was
to get them more than about halfway down the field, and then Thad Lewis runs in for his own touchdown.
Yes, it was wonderful. It was quite wonderful.
Amazing.
So the next game is the Detroit Lions versus the Cleveland Browns.
Calvin Johnson Jr. back from injury.
Yes, and then the Lions actually end up beating the Browns 31-17. Do you have any play-by-play thingy, bobbers?
All I know is that I did look at Calvin Johnson Jr.'s stats for the game. It wasn't really spectacular. I think he had like 3 catches for 25 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't nothing spectacular. So I don't know if you can really say because the line. I don't know if you can really say the Lions won because Calvin Johnson Jr. was back.
Mm.
So the Browns finally getting that loss.
Mm-hmm. And
What they should be doing.
Since Antoine picked the Lions, he is still undefeated with 4 wins and 0 losses. And I am currently 2-2. No, yes, 2-2. Alright, the next game is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the it's St. Louis Rams versus the Houston Texans. And what a freaking game. I mean, holy crap. You'd think the Houston Texans defense would actually wake up in the middle of the season and start playing, but no. It said, no, you know what? We're doing pretty good right now. Let's just suck. And the Rams end up winning the game 38-13.
Out of my very few losses this week, this was like one of the best losses for me because I did choose the Texans to win, I think, right?
Yes, you did.
But in my other fantasy league where we have teams, I have the Rams, and I was so happy to see the Rams destroy the Texans as their defense continues to
blow
to
chunks.
suckage.
To blow chunks. That's how I like to play.
And Houston fans,
you need to start aiming up like Buffalo.
On one play, Matt Schwab, the starting quarterback for the Texans, he gets injured.
Oh.
Now, what do you think the fans do? Do they boo the player that injures him?
B.
Or do they try to find another logical thing that the fans would do? Or do they chew their nails with fright that it's a season-ending injury or a career-ending injury, and then once he gets off the field, they cheer for him because he's okay to get off the field? What do you think that they do?
I think B.
Well, you know what they did?
They threw chairs.
He went down with...
They threw chairs at him.
That would be pretty cool to see. But
they threw beer bottles and chairs on the
went
field.
down with an injury, and they cheered.
Uh-huh.
They cheered because their starting quarterback got injured.
So it's a combination of both.
And the
So
fans
they must really hate their quarterback.
The Texans got really mad at the fans for cheering because he got injured. Like, that is just not the right thing to do. Stay classy, Texans fans.
I mean, after all, it is Texas. What do you expect?
As for Matt Schwab,
We hope you have a full recovery, 100%. And then when you see a Texans fan, punch him in the face.
He should.
Yeah, he should. Yeah, that's not nice. Not nice.
We are not positive on. I'm not sure if he's gonna be ready for the next game or not next week. I guess we'll have to find out.
That leaves the win-loss streak with Antoine with 4 wins and 1 loss, and I am currently 2-3. The next game is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Oakland Raiders, and Kansas City comes out on top, 24-7, still undefeated, 6-0.
Now,
actually, I would like to point out that they are one of 2 teams that are still undefeated since the beginning
I
of the
wonder
season.
who the other team is.
The Raiders.
No.
Oh, well, you'll find out later in the video.
Now, even though the score looks lopsided, 24-7,
it's not really all that much. It's just 3 touchdowns.
It was
3 points.
It was 17-7, so a 2-score game with about 2 minutes left. So my prediction from last week that this would be one of the interesting and possibly close games, I was still dead right. You know,
dead right.
Those are Chiefs. They got like what? What was it again? I think they got 10 sacks in that one game.
Gosh,
10 sacks on
That's a lot
poor
of
Terrell
sacks.
Pryor.
that's a lot of sacks.
And then
on
Terrell Pryor throws an interception with 2 minutes left, and that was basically it. the Chiefs got a touchdown, make it 24-7,
Uh-huh.
and they are now 6-0.
Those are a lot of sacks in Earl Pride. You know how many sacks? Those are 10 big sacks under Earl Pride. Other than giant sacks on quarterbacks, let's get to the win-loss streaks. Antoine is currently 5-1, and I am currently 3-3.
That's
terrible.
okay.
No, it's not. It's terrible. Next is the Carolina Panthers versus the Minnesota Vikings, 35-10.
And this game makes me sad.
Why?
Like the Vikings lost. But at the same time, it was a good loss because the Carolina Panthers won, and I have them in my fantasy.
Interesting.
Just like the Chiefs, who are 6-0. By the way, they're 6-0.
6-0. Well, that's 6-0. Did I say something?
They are tied for first place in their division, and
behind
that's all I'll say.
Schmember Schmonkos. Oh wait. Okay. And we currently get 2 losses between the Vikings, between the both of us. Antoine is now 5-2, and I am 3-4. Ooh, it's terrible. Next game are the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay. Wait. How come the Jets game is before the Eagles game? Doesn't matter.
Because that was on a different thing.
Oh, okay. Thing will pop it. Alright.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay did terrible. Not terrible. But Philadelphia ends up winning the game 31-20. And what are your adding comments to this game?
Well, Tampa Bay, yeah. It just things are going wrong for the Tampa Bay.
It just sucks. Yeah. But
Well, you know what?
On other news,
If
Deshaun
the-
Jackson did pretty good.
If the NHL season ended today, I believe the Tampa Bay Lightning would make the playoffs.
Yeah. You know who else would make the playoffs? The Sabres.
Oh, the Sabres.
You know, the Sabres suck.
But on to
On to more surprising news. Next game is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New York Jets.
And what a defensive game. And Ben Roethlisberger is doing what Ben Roethlisberger does best.
Throwing
He threw
interceptions.
A huge touchdown
Oh my
pass.
gosh.
Which was, I believe it was the only touchdown of the game for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
But just seeing that, it's like, this
Gave
is
you-
Ben Roethlisberger.
Gave you proof that
This is what
he's
he
the
should be doing.
Interception throwing Ben Roethlisberger.
And the Pittsburgh defense was just unstoppable.
Okay. Then they went. Wait, did I say score or no?
19-6.
19-6. That leaves Antoine with a loss, and me with a loss. And Antoine is currently wait, that's not 6. It's 5-3, right? It's 5-3, and I'm 3-5. Hey, we're reversed. Next.
Now we get on to some of my wrong games.
Yeah, next are the Denver Broncos versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the Broncos stomp a mud hole into the Jaguars. And they are 35-19. And it is the second team in the entire NFL. They are 6-0 between the Kansas City Chiefs. And Peyton Manning is truly a boss.
The Jaguars, they were pretty closely contested with the Broncos. I think at the one point it was like a 2 or 1 point game
Yeah.
in the second quarter. But then the Denver Broncos woke up. So I was wrong about saying that this was going to be a butt-kicking game.
But on other news, since we both went under the Broncos, Antoine is 6-3. No, yes, 6-3, and I am 6 and 3-6. No, 3 no, I'm 4-3. Jesus, I suck at this.
You're 4-6. No, 4-5.
4-5. Wait, 9 or 7? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we should add up to 10.
Alright, whatever.
Oh, whatever.
But if we go back to week 1. Oh, what's that? Week 1, the Broncos beat the Ravens 49-27. So the Jaguars only lost to the Broncos by 16. So I guess you could say the Jaguars are better than the Ravens. And since the Ravens beat the 49ers, that means the Jaguars are better than the 49ers.
No! No!
Now the next game, the Seattle Seahawks beat the Tennessee Titans 20-13. Another game that I was wrong about. Not about who won, but about how close the score would be. And that field goal attempt and fumble return for a touchdown at the end of the first half really scared me because the Titans got some points.
Alright.
But Ryan Fitzpatrick did not do very good.
I think I got mine down. I'm 5-4. No. 4 and 5. Yeah, 4 and 5. That sounds a lot better. And then you should be 5 and 4? Or no? You know what? Just keep talking. I'll figure it out. Yeah, 4 and
But this game only decided by a touchdown when I thought it wasn't even going to be close. But thank God the Seahawks came out with a win against Ryan Fitzpatrick. Good. That
Alright.
game just scared me.
Alright, I figured it out now. I figured it out.
Alright.
I am 4 and 6, and then you should be 7 and 3.
Okay.
That sounds a lot better.
Was that including the Seahawks and Titans game?
Oh, yes.
Alright.
Yes.
Anything you need to say about the Seahawks and Titans game?
No, I didn't watch it.
Just Seahawks, if you lose by only a touchdown to Ryan Fitzpatrick, an offense led by Ryan Fitzpatrick, then
you
please
deserve to get your butt spanked.
please have a practice,
Now.
a very good practice
Yes.
to prepare for your next game.
Yes.
Oh, and now this game. Like this game. You see this game?
This game? This game.
Yes.
This game. You mean the one where Drew Brees sucks?
No, because he almost won. It was just Tom Brady was better.
Drew Brees led up his loss, and I'm counting that as a loss.
Oh, well, yeah, it is.
Now,
the
when
Saints are now not undefeated.
Now, when I go to school, I'm going up to his face and saying, "Guess who lost? And guess who won? The Saints lost." And woo!
And we can go back to John Breach and his weekly article.
Oh my god!
And you're gonna love this.
I am. Are you sure about that?
Yes, I am.
Absolutely positive.
Because it's about the Saints losing.
Yes! Then I shall enjoy it.
Quote, in week 6, I also learned never to pick up Chinese takeout. With
Why?
2:16 left in the fourth quarter of a game where Tom Brady's trailing by 4 points. That's right, I wrote Brady off. In week 5, I saw Brady blow it with a pivotal fourth quarter interception against the Bengals. Then I saw him throw another pivotal interception late in the fourth quarter against the Saints. So instead of watching the rest of the game, I went to pick up my Chinese food. Moral of the story, I'm never eating Chinese food ever again. I did watch Brady's winning touchdown pass on DVR. It just wasn't the same though. I hate DVR, unless I'm watching Walking Dead.
You totally went off topic. Oh, sorry. I found that funny.
End quote.
I found that hilarious.
So with 5 seconds left in the game, Tom Brady throws a game-winning touchdown pass to Demaryius Thomas, I think.
Yes.
Unless if I'm
Maybe.
mixing his first name up with a different Thomas.
Thomas Demaryius? Or Demaryius
Anyway, the
Thomas?
Patriots win 30-27, handing the Saints their first loss of the season, and both teams are now 5.
Yes. Next is my favorite game! the San Francisco 49ers facing the Arizona Cardinals. And guess who wins?
The 49ers.
No, the Cardinals. No, wait. No, the 49ers, yes. 32-20. And I found it quite amazing, and how amazing Vernon Davis was. I mean, Vernon Davis was just blowing up the field with his feet. I mean, he has magical feet.
Tippy toes?
Tippy toes. Magical tippy toes. I mean, whatever Vernon Davis touches, it's goal. Goal. Is that football he touched? And then solid goal. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Let's go back to the
So we both got the win.
win. Yep, both of us got the win.
Yeah, I was kind of nervous because you picked the 49ers
Yeah, I know, right?
when they were undefeated when you go against them. But now I guess that curse is over.
Yes, it
The
is.
Black Cobra curse is over.
So wait, I had one win when I went with them. 2 losses.
They're 4-2. I know
They're
that.
4-2. Okay. So then from 4, 5, and 6. Yeah. But I also went against them 4, 5, and 6. So then I have 2 wins with them, and I have 4 losses against them. So that's how it works out. Oh well. The next game is the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington Redskins.
And Tony Romo.
I'm not gonna
winning
say
again.
anything. I'm not gonna say anything.
He
Alright.
is now 1-0 when you do not call him a homo.
Yeah, I still called him a homo last week. Though.
What about Robert Griffin III?
The turd is the turd. He's just a turd.
I don't know what's going on in Washington.
Yeah, they need to
Dallas.
change out the water, the practice plays, because they need to re-break his leg because he's doing terrible. I mean, he goes in, gets surgery, comes back. He's supposed to be this all-star quarterback, and he comes back and sucks.
Sophomore slump.
Yeah. And then last year he only played didn't he play for like half the year though?
Last year?
Half the season?
I don't know.
I think he played like for half the season, and then that's when he hurt his leg.
He
Yeah,
hurt
for-
his. I thought he hurt his leg in the playoffs. Last game of the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
They were like pinned down inside their own 5-yard line, ready to drive down the field and get a quick touchdown. So
That's
they can
like
be within one
That's
touchdown.
like perfect movie
And
magic
then-
moment.
He fumbles the snap. Well, I don't know if he fumbled it, but
No, he didn't fumble. He backed up, hurt his leg. He twisted his ankle or something.
He fell into the end zone without the football, and then Kirk Cousins, the backup, has to come in inside the Redskins' own 5-yard line.
And there's another win for us. And next is that Pepper Grammar?
Yeah.
Yeah, is the Indianapolis Colts versus the San Diego Chargers, but to a very crushing defeat by the Colts. The Chargers end up winning the game 19-9.
And I watched this game very in depth. What a game for the San Diego Chargers!
Mm-hmm.
They drove down the field so slowly, and they ended up getting points. And the more time they took off the clock, the less time Andrew Luck had with the football. And the Chargers played an amazing game. Danny Woodhead, it really stood out for me. I noticed him in a lot of huge plays.
Leaving us with 2 losses to each of us. And at the end of this entire thing, Antoine is 11-4, and I am 8-7. Currently, Antoine is beating me 54-38, and I am 46-46. That's messed up.
So what was the game of the...
Truthfully, the only game I actually watched was the Buffalo Bills game.
Well, it doesn't matter which game you watched.
Oh,
Which game
well,
was the game of the week?
Then I like the Broncos game. I like the Broncos game mostly
Why?
because Peyton Manning is good. Because during my fantasy league, he usually reaches his minimum, his projected minimum, which is like 30 points. And it kind of depressed me that he went under. But I still like him. The fact that The god of Peyton Manning is now mortal.
I think, for
Deep
me,
stuff.
the game of the week was the Patriots and the Saints, and the Patriots winning with that touchdown with 5 seconds left, handing the Saints their first loss of the season. You thought you were going to go 6-0, said Tom Brady.
But Tom Brady swatted the ball. It goes, not in my house. No, no, no.
So that is it for the recap for our Week 6 predictions, and we'll see you in our next video for our Week 7 predictions.
So Feliz Navidad, people of YouTube.
This is Antoine Gonzalez and
Black Cobra.
signing off.